American Metals bringing you the show tonight. Here's my company that can get your construction project done and done quickly in a very custom way. I love that at All American, they're so fully integrated. They've got a design team, they've got the production team that can produce all the components for your steel building in their factories right here in Alabama, right around Birmingham. You're close to the source for your project. So if something is weird or you want to make a change, they can quickly adjust. They'll turn their plans around faster than some of their big corporate competitors. Their prices are better. Their product, again, is local. These guys will get it done for you. They do everything too, the big commercial projects all the way down to like my project at home, a pole barn or a shed or one of these things, retail build outs. If you're doing the retail storefront stuff, which happens as things grow, multi storage, little mini unit multi storage stuff. They can put whole packages of that together. If you're an investor, you want to put one of those up in your community, and I can keep going. But reach out to them and work with some really good people, two generations, experience since the 1960s in the steel business, and total patriots. Maybe that's why they named their company All American. It's All American Metals, AA-metal.com, AA-metal.com. Well, before I do anything else, I'm going to get Tom in here because he's been holding forever. Tom, you're up next. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Just doing a show.
I hear you. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
The shows on the road were awesome.
I appreciate that.
But I do need to preface this by saying I am a musical ADD type person.
Okay.
So you and I are about a year apart in age.
Yep.
We were born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s, 80s. This bot talk stuff you're talking about, it was all predicted back in the 80s.
With Mr. Roboto?
If you'll remember, all this stuff was predicted back in the 80s. But what do you think's going to happen when those freakazoid robots report to the dance floor?
There will be no parking, baby. No parking on the dance floor.
I hear you, baby.
Tom and I get that.
I heard that phrase from you, and I'm like, wow, that took me back.
Did I say freakazoid?
Yeah.
Tom, that's a good call, man. He called me out for saying freakazoid. Men of a certain age understand the lingo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we used to say freakazoid. You know, shout out to Midnight Star.
I'll be your freakazoid. Come on and wind me up. It was in the music.
It
Mr.
was.
Roboto. We had all kind of songs that could have pointed us to this era that we're living in now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and we thought it'd be George Jetson flying around in his little flying car with his robot dog. Oh, hell no. It's actually Terminator. It really is. They're coming to get us. It's going to be reading your mind, man. Your toaster's going to be spying on you. And we already are cutting down flock cameras. You heard about all this?
Yeah.
It's happening more and more. I mean, government will abuse it. Y'all, I'm telling you, we got too many examples. We can go way back in history, or we can start with the Patriot Act. We can start with how we were treated during COVID. You can't let them give you the excuse that they're doing it for our good. Just shut up and go along. Don't ever do it. Let me go back to the Spanish thing because I've been watching it. The news is still coming in on it. And for the late crowd, I need to reset the story. This is a big deal. This is a big story for the world and a lesson for us here in the country. I'm going to kind of represent some things. So if I started at the beginning, a bunch of immigrants from Morocco and Northern Africa and maybe all over the continent out of nowhere today. I say out of nowhere, these things have been going on, but they just invaded Spain. And when I say invaded, that's not in the least an exaggeration. These are fighting age males, as we call them here in this country. It looks like they're in their 20s or 30s. There's not a woman among them. There's not a kid among them. These are not refugees with their family, leaving the village, going to a new life. These people are invading Spain as we speak, and it's by the tens of thousands. They have come across the Strait of Gibraltar. There's a new city involved this afternoon. It had all been centered around a little town called Ceuta, which is right there across the strait from Spain. And now there's some other cities that are being invaded. The Spanish called out the military. It got so bad. And the military showed up and just sat there. It reminds me of when the Biden administration just let the Border Patrol turn into a diaper service when they were coming across the border there. And so it has been breathtaking to watch today. It's turned violent, some of these invaders. And this isn't immigration. It's a straight up land invasion. These are boots on the ground, or in this case, sandals on the ground, and they're barging into Spain again in overwhelming numbers that are overwhelming these communities. There've been home invasions. There've been a bunch of Spanish citizens take to the streets to try to fight them off. It's like a little mini battle that hasn't turned into a shooting war yet. A little while ago, we heard a report that there'd been an explosion somewhere. We don't know if that's incidental to all this or part of all this, but these people coming over from Morocco have this has been in front and center in the news all day long. Italy is freaking out, so the prime minister there, Maloney, has gone to their emergency powers. They had an agreement with the Spanish. There's a name for it, and I forget the name of the agreement. They had this agreement with the Spanish. I think it's called the Schengen Agreement, and it was how they would handle people from Spain crossing into Italy, and people from Italy going to Spain. It was just a bilateral agreement between those two, and they want to suspend this agreement so there's not free passage out of Spain because Italy now is trying to head off this Moroccan invasion of the country of Spain. Spain's got a weak, left-wing, socialist-oriented douchebag of a leader who's letting this stuff happen just like we just lived through here in this country. This is breathtaking. It makes the stuff that happened at our border a couple of years ago look like a Sunday school prank. And the lesson in it for us is several-fold. But one, you need to know this, and I'm going to say this unequivocally, and it's a very, very partisan statement. Every Democrat in this country would support this if it happened again here. Watch your monitor. Watch the news tonight. Watch all these men, these grown-ass men, crossing over and just raiding this place, and nobody to stop them, just running down the streets into the country. Every person in the state of Alabama that's a Democrat, every damn one of them will support this in this country because we just lived through it. And then for you Republicans, before you get on your high horse, let me just say to you, some people have been a little in the MAGA crowd have been a little uppity about, well, Trump's not deporting enough people and blah, 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 blah. Listen, they're doing the best they can at all the roadblocks that are being thrown in the way of the administration. The numbers are up to close to 10,000 a day of deportations. But here's the bigger story. I did a little math, and I'll throw some math at you. The border crossings during the Biden years had gotten up to, in some days some periods, they were averaging 5,000 people a day coming across that border. We'll never forget the day the Haitians showed up and they didn't know what the hell to do. Somebody organized them. By the way, that's the predicate for all this is 1,000% organized. It's directed like human weapons into these countries. And so all of these are Western nations. They're using third worlders, backwards, violent third worlders, fighting age to come in and wreak havoc. It's like floodgates of people, and we just lived through it for 4 straight years under Biden. And since Trump got in office, they shut that thing down 2 days later, and we've not had these crossings. That clearly there have been some people to sneak through, but we're not catching them and turning them back over into society so they can move to Minnesota and steal taxpayer money. We're not doing that anymore. And for that reason, I did math it minimally. If we had slowed down 3,000 crossings a day since Trump got in office, as of today, he's been in office 556 days. That's 1.6 million people that have not gotten in the last 556 days. That is not this scene we're seeing in Spain right now. That's been shut down. It's under control. After years of both Republicans and Democrats saying that you couldn't do anything about it, they did something about it within a week or two. So those numbers have slowed. So net between the deportations, the self-deportations, and, of course, the crossings, and I guess some of them just getting killed, shooting each other and getting killed in car wrecks, the numbers of these illegals in this country, there's a net difference of about 3 or 4 million people that would have been there to be 3 or 4 million more of this stuff that we're watching in Spain here in this country if Trump hadn't won that election. Or like I said earlier, if the bullet had hit its mark in Butler, this is what they want. The warning there is with him having about 29 months left in office, we're back to this kind of invasion the day he's gone. they'll try it again, even if it's a Republican president. And as much as I like Rubio, I don't even think he has the fight that Trump has on this issue. We'll go back to the same kind of mediocrity we were in before. So the globalist forces that are organizing this stuff and funding it and arranging it, this was a planned bum rush. It didn't just flow. The numbers are everywhere. It's anywhere from 12 to 60 to 80,000 people lined up to come in there. And again, there's another city involved. I'm trying to find the name of that city. Melilla, Spain, I think that's how you would pronounce it, is now getting invaded as well. So the citizens are calling for a state of emergency. Spanish government is worthless and feckless and actually been encouraging this stuff. These people are being overrun in real time. Where there's video all over the place. It's been happening in the United Kingdom this week with those boats. They get there by boat. With the UK, it's an island. You can't just cross like they're crossing in Spain. But this is amazing, and it's a throwback to what we've already been to, and we are this close. I got my fingers 2 inches apart. If you're watching online, we're this close to all this stuff again. The net change in the last 556 days has taken some pressure off our system. By the way, all these blue cities, including Birmingham, suddenly all of a sudden the Democrats have found Jesus on low crime rates. Oh, the city of New York, we're setting records. Why crime has never been lower. Thanks to Mamdani or Mayor Smooth in Birmingham. They didn't have a damn thing to do with it. You know what's happened? The FBI has locked up 44,000 violent criminals, and we deported to hell some of the worst gang members that had been let into this country. Crime's going down because we're doing the basic blocking and tackling of putting people's asses in cages. And so just like in the 90s when crime spiked and we locked people up and it went down, it's happening again. Yet these blue city mayors are suddenly saying their feel-good strategy, their vibe strategy is what did it. It's just a damn lie. It's a nationwide thing, and it's happening for reasons of we did an about-face on crime again about 556 days ago. We need to take credit for when things are good and quit wringing our hands because gas is too expensive. That's the least of our problems considering what we were dealing with, and y'all know it. Let's go to Larry in Pelham. What's up, Larry?
Hey, Leland. Enjoy the show. Hey, do you know where Ceuta is?
I do not.
It is actually in Africa. It
Yep.
is a small principality that's on the other side of the Strait of Gibraltar from Spain. So it borders Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
So does the other little town that you mentioned. So all these things that are happening on the Africa side.
Yep.
And they're mobilizing the Spanish army to go over there and take care of that. The reason I know some of this stuff, my son's been in Spain recently, in Portugal. He's actually in Lisbon right now.
Yeah.
And none of that's happening on the southern coast. So
yeah, geographically, yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
but it's still Spanish territory. It's part of the Spanish country, and it's been a bum rush that they cannot seem to handle.
Yeah, all they got is a fence.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
Yeah.
San Diego. They've just got a fence that just runs down into the ocean. They just swim around it.
It had some razor wire on top of it, and they were climbing through the razor wire today.
Yeah. I don't think all the listeners knew exactly where that place is located. Though.
Yeah, it's hard to paint. It's hard to paint radio maps. I tried to do that earlier in the show to try to play out the geography of how Spain sits as it relates to Morocco.
Yeah.
But here we go with all that.
Well, enjoy the show.
Thanks, man. Let's go to who's next. The clock says Doug on a cell phone. What's up, Doug?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing well.
Hey, I'm sorry, I'm changing the subject just a tad here. I was reading the article on the internet about the article was about changing the words, being more accurate in science, because it's actually two articles about. They were actually complaining about the Trump administration, but the real the last paragraph of one of the two articles just really got my attention. Was they first mentioned that COVID-19 was a product out of a biolab in Wuhan,
Yep.
and then it was a short, maybe 2 or 3 word sentence, and then the next one was, but many feel like that that it was came from basically a wet market. And the thing is, these science organizations, they can't let go. They want to tell you on one hand that that it was generated at at the lab, and then the next 10, 15 words are telling them, no, it was generated at the
Well, after this week, we know good and well that's not true. From the
Yeah.
markers on the virus itself, those are manipulated, engineered markers on how the spike protein was created. And then there's Fauci himself saying in his own diary that the wet market at best was an amplifier of this situation. This thing came out of the lab. His pardon goes back to 2014 because that was the first time he authorized money from the United States government to create this stuff. And he sent it over there to do gain and function, and that's where the Frankenstein was created.
Well, the United States has spent serious money in China, in whether it is biological research or nuclear research or whatever it is, because basically it was illegal for them to do it here in the United States.
Yeah, even Obama found it to be, it was Frankenstein kind of science, and it was too dangerous to be pursuing, and he told him to shut it down. And so Fauci went around Obama to the CIA and created an interagency agreement. Thanks, Doug. I got to hit the break to funnel the money through them. The CIA was helping run these labs. Why does the CIA want to be involved in that? Ask yourself. We'll talk about it more on the other side. Let's talk about Ox Foundation Solutions. Man, David came out to my house today from Ox. They've got to do some encapsulation on this new project, so we were trying to figure out how to get at it. It was nice to meet him. We had such a good talk, and he's a listener. He's been a listener for a while. He met us at a trade show one time, AJ, but cool guy, and I trust him because I know Ox is the premier and leading business in the world of everything foundation, and they have been for a long time. From drying you out to encapsulation to mold removal. If you got an older home, it's already dealing with these moisture issues, you got to deal with that straight on. It is oxstrong.com. Leveling your house, cracks in the bricks, weird stuff in the cinder blocks, or any of the stuff that could happen in your home. This rain we've had is it's the culprit. Moving water is the most powerful force on earth, and it can really wreak havoc underneath your house in places you can't even see. Ox is the company I trust to come fix it all of these services. Oxstrong.com. I'll let you know how it goes, but I'm in good hands with David and that team. Oxstrong.com. Back here in just a minute. Man, Crocker Moving Services is ready to get you and all your crap and move it down the road. Sometimes you just got to go. It's the whole house, or maybe it's just a couple of big things that you've got in your life that you can't quite handle, but you'll get the other stuff. Crocker's good either way. They've got a 2-hour minimum, which is real simple. That just for 2 hours of their time at minimum, they'll come out, bring a truck, bring a crew, and get it done, whatever you're doing. If you need them to pack you up and move you to Idaho, they'll do that too. Idaho's just like the farthest place I can think of in the lower 48. It's a great company run by a true patriot. Our friend, of course, Eric Crocker and the whole team there, Leonard, all those folks. Let them show off for you. Let them show you the way to get it done right. They got the tools and the techniques and the training to make it work for you too. And they're bonded. You're not. If you drop it, it's on you. CrockerMovingServices.com. Jan's in T-Town. What's up, Jan?
Hey, stranger.
Hey.
Enjoying the show today.
Thank you.
Well, I just had a quick comment and a quick question. Quick comment. Why don't we just send old man Biden or whatever's left of him over to Spain to help them? Like
We
he
should.
helped us.
And I think you should take his border czar with him and see how they work out over there.
Yeah, and take Mrs. Biden too.
Yep.
But other than that, since this is considered basically an invasion, as these are adult males, not a bunch of women and children, why don't the Spaniards just open fire on them as they're being attacked?
It's probably a huge violation of international law to open fire on unarmed people.
Well, I mean, but it isn't a violation of international law to invade another country?
Sort of, yeah. It's a violation of that country's laws. And, of course, then you got the
Yeah.
EU. Not to be too technical about it, the bottom line is the president of Spain is a globalist left-winger
Never mind.
wanker who supports this stuff, just like Biden. On one hand, they'll deny that they support it and that the border is secure. On the other hand, they're waving them in.
Well, then I guess we don't have to worry about us, and they can go ahead and just deal with what we dealt with, and we won't go on vacation to Spain, I guess.
True that. But here, the thing is, just know that those images are back at our southern border the minute Trump's not in office. It's about to
Oh,
happen
I
again
know.
here. It's going to
Yeah, 'cause
happen
I don't
again
think-
here.
I don't think we have a candidate strong as he is
I agree.
to be able to keep these things going. It really concerns me.
Yep. Thank you, Jan. Good to hear from you. There's Jan tonight. Bottom of the hour. Back here in a minute. Y'all hang on. Leland Live. It's 5:36. Let's talk to our buddy Thomas over at Stockton Mortgage. Thomas, what's happening with y'all today, man?
Oh man, we're having a fantastic time over here at Stockton Mortgage. Love helping people again with their home purchase needs, and I have a great story to tell you today, man. It's and it just happened. We we pre-approved somebody a while back, and usually during the process of buying a home, we've got. Well, I have a friend that used somebody else, and they said, well, I should go call them, but they've been talking to us. So we approve them, and then we pre-approve them, and then maybe they choose to use somebody else. Well, that's what happened this time. And then the other company couldn't get them closed for whatever reason. Maybe they get all the way to the closing table, or they get down to it and they couldn't get them closed. Their other company had what's called overlays over on their underwriting guidelines, and they couldn't get them closed. So inevitably they call us, hey, I'm so sorry. Can y'all still get us closed? And we say, yes. Well, people want to know, well, what's the difference between y'all and everybody else? Why do you not have overlays on your underwriting guidelines? Well, because we're a direct lender to all the servicers. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD, we don't have. So whatever their guidelines are, we underwrite directly to what their guidelines are. And some lenders will have what's called overlays. So they're more strict on their guidelines. So Fannie Mae will have their guidelines, and then they may have more strict underwriting guidelines on top of what they require. They'll have stricter requirements. We do not. So whatever Fannie Mae says or whatever HUD says, so FHA, whatever their guidelines are, that's what we underwrite to. So other lenders that you may get pre-qualified for, they may get down to the end and say, well, we can't do your loan because we have more strict underwriting guidelines and we can't close your loan. And that's what happened in this case. But here at Stockton, we're a top 100 servicer. So we underwrite directly to what Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and HUD say. And so we were able to get her loan closed, and now she's a happy homeowner. So if anybody out there is having trouble getting their files closed, give us a call, 205-859-8859, or savewithstockton.com.
Savewithstockton.com. That's how you find a way, Thomas. I appreciate that story, man.
That's
we'll
right.
talk to
Yes,
you
sir.
tomorrow.
All right,
Savewithstockton.com. We've had a bear sighting. Well, this one was this morning, but it's the only thing I've seen so far today. Our man James Spann just put this up a second ago. For some reason, he's the repository for all the bear sightings.
Yeah.
Everybody's sending Spann the bear sightings. Good for him. So he put this up and created this locator that I know exactly where this is. This is all my neck of the woods, right? So the bear was spotted near a deer feeder this morning, right off Shelby County 43, County Road 43, near the Cat and Bird Winery. Some of my buddies play music out there sometimes. I've never been there. We need to just ride over there one night and check that place out.
It's a really cool spot. Yeah,
You've been there, haven't you? Yeah.
Yep.
It's right there, 40. There's old 280. Looks like Colorado for about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of creek and some mountains, and then boom, you kind of come out toward Chelsea, but that's where you turn onto 43, which is kind of the back way down to the interstate, toward Pelham, past the high school. Well, he was right there, which means he's kind of crossed over. We thought this last night because he was seen, I believe, over in the Narrows, which is very close to there. And then that would be the easy route for him to get around that part of the mountain, I would suppose. Take that little road. But yeah, he was messing around. We're also presuming this is the same bear. I haven't noticed any distinctive markings on him with some of the pictures we have. So we just assume it's the same adolescent male bear out looking for some friends.
You got to think about it too. I think their radius is 25.
Well, somebody
25
said
mile or 50 mile radius.
Somebody called in and said the radius could be 500 miles, but they can move 25 miles a day.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was someone. Well, I had talked to somebody yesterday. They said it was like a 50-mile radius.
Once they get set up,
yeah,
and there's
their
not
radius
another
is
bear.
50 miles, and so they got to make sure there's no other like male bears. And they got to.
He's searching it out. You think?
Yeah, he's just like, okay, this might be good. I think he might find his area.
He, like you said yesterday, he's checking out the schools.
Yeah.
He's just doing what a bear would do.
Yeah, my mom said this was a good little area right here. So
It's taken the internet by storm for some reason. My brother's taken with it. He keeps sending me updates. I'm like, dude, it's near my house. I know these. I know people that have seen it. Like, they've already seen the guy. And we're not really, I think we're just not afraid of this thing. I'm more afraid for the little fuzzy bear. Because when I saw him running through Lee Branch last night on that video, and these people in the car were kind of squealing and all excited, but sort of chasing him, you know what I mean? He was trotting and they were keeping up with him to get the video. I get what they were doing. I don't think they were trying to harass the bear, but I think the bear was feeling a little bit put upon in that moment. He was trying to get the hell away from him.
he's like, get thee away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
Get thee behind me, Satan. To quote Esther from Sanford and Sons.
Well, and look, and he better hurry up and mark his territory because they're developing like a whole lot in that area. So you might as well find his little cave and
a lot of construction.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you know what? I know what it is. He just found some land that he's about to purchase, and he's looking for a way to develop a new house, new cave. So he's checking out the area. He's like, oh man, they're really doing some live development out here. They got some new subdivisions. It's in a good area. Not much heavy traffic. I don't think there's another bear in about 500 miles from here. So I think this might be good.
Here's a story about a bear named Hank. I was trying to do Beverly Hillbillies out of him moving out to the country, man.
Yeah, nice little area to raise a family.
Well, the irony is County Road 43, not that part of it, but the part that goes on the other side of the mountain for me. You know what the name of that road is? It's County Road 43, but it's also called, anybody? Class? My Chelsea people are already yelling at the radio. It's called Bear Creek Road.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wondered it must be some bears down through here because it's called Bear Creek Road.
Yeah, there's a creek and there's a bear.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to have both. If he follows the water, and if you ask me, right in that Cattenbird area, the creek runs through there, he's probably following that water. I bet he's going to head generally back in that same direction where he came from.
Probably.
He'll find a lot more space back up in there. And I'm just surprised we haven't heard from some wildlife officials that are out trying to wrangle this guy before he gets into it with the dog or some redneck tries to shoot him or, something like that were to happen. I'm more concerned about the bear than I am. I don't think he's going to attack anybody unless he's startled.
Yeah.
Or somebody starts playing, Florida Georgia Line real loud. Then I would be on the bear side if he wanted to attack.
Turn that off.
Turn that damn stuff down.
My mom used to play that all the time. That's why I left.
I left home because she listened to that old stuff. Okay, so there's your bear update. We had not talked about him hardly the whole show. I started the show with it, but just happened to notice that update that was just posted. But the video or the picture, I think it may be a video. Let me click on this, see if it'll roll. No, it's just a photograph. Looks like it was taken off maybe a game camera. And it was this morning at 6:43 a.m. So I'm gonna turn my cameras back on tonight and see if I can spot him, because I'm only about 6 or 7 miles from there. I think maybe 8. Here we go with the bear updates. Let's talk about distinctive pools one more time, and then I got to tell you about my experience today downtown Homewood at Lean Nation. Distinctive. Speaking of property and things and summer and all that. Some people will have these old-fashioned notions, and I was one of them, that the best time to build pools in the winter when you can get the construction done and then be able to use it through the warm months. And then they will just sort of forget about it if they haven't made a decision, because we're now late in summer, and it feels like, what's the point? Why build now when it's about to turn cold? Well, that's the whole point about distinctive. They build more than the pool. They'll build the whole surround. They'll build the tie-in because they're hardscape experts and with landscaping in addition to the pool to make it all fit. And when we talk about hardscapes, then you're building outdoor living rooms, outdoor spaces with fireplaces and fire pits and TVs and kitchens and pizza ovens and hot tubs or whatever it is. That stuff we use all through the fall, even in the winter. The pool then becomes sort of the backdrop and the beauty shot over to the side. Then in the summer, it's splish splash and butt naked swimming in the middle of the night, whatever y'all want to do at your house, it ain't any of my business. It's distinctivepools.com. You're dealing with a veteran company. I think they're the best in the business. You can look online and see what I mean. You do not want to put an ugly pool on your house. Don't ever put an ugly, cheap-looking pool on your house. Just don't do the project. But if you're going to do it correctly with the expertise and the financing, everything that would go with it at distinctivepools.com. Distinctivepools.com. I'm trying to make sure I hadn't missed anything. We've talked quite a bit about the Stallions. Never saw what they're going to do with Oak Mountain Amphitheater. I think that's probably coming out in a meeting this evening. I'm tired of Fauci. I don't want to talk about Fauci anymore. Let me tell you about Lean Nation. I did this today. By the way, new sponsor to the show. They just came on. I'm really geared up for this. For years, there have been these businesses that do sort of food preparation for you so you can sort of eat the meal plan and lose weight. But I'm in this box where it's not just about losing weight for me. Yeah, I need to lose. I think we determined today my goal would be about 15 pounds. I'd feel so much better. Could button my pants. It's so nice just to drop that 15. But it gets hard as you get older. My bigger issue, and I mean this, I want to live a long time. I want to see my grandkids get married. My father didn't do that. He didn't take care of himself. He missed a lot. I don't want to be that. I want to be pops for another 25 years. So you got to take care of yourself. That's not just a weight issue. That's a healthy lifestyle issue. For me, on the go, I'm busy. I'm running around. I'll make a bad decision when I'm in a hurry. If I can think through my meal, I can make good choices. I know what a good protein diet looks like. But sometimes, let's be honest, we're tired. We don't have any willpower. We're in a hurry. You'll eat the cheeseburger. This is where Lean Nation comes in. And when I found out, when they first approached me with this, they wanted to come on. I thought, I don't do those things. I just don't do fad stuff. This is way beyond that. Then I found out Forrest owned it. And I know Forrest through mutual friends. He's been in the fitness industry for years and years, highly successful. This guy and his wife, they know, the Holdens know this stuff. And they went into this franchise. It's a franchise. By the way, the one I want to send you to is in Homewood. That's the only one I want to send you to because that's the Holdens place. Just opened a couple weeks ago. And so they're going to prepare these meals. You get a lot of choices. They got an incredible menu. We bought some for the road trip, just take with us to sample, and took them along. And it was a lifesaver at a couple of stops because it was everything we could do to get there and get set up for the show. And I had no time to eat. In a few minutes, I had a healthy meal right in front of me, hot. I could just shove it down and keep going. And then I made a healthy choice and a quick choice. It's the convenience. They've thought through everything about what should be in a balanced meal. These things, even flash frozen, are delicious right out of the microwave. So much sense that it makes. And then they got snacks, they got proteins, they got all this other stuff there at the location. But here's the fun part. They've got an accountability kind of thing that is a component of it because there's no point in doing this if you don't know what your goals or what your plan is. So today was my day to go in and get my benchmark. And I was a little nervous because I was going to weigh in, and I just haven't weighed in a while. And then they do this body scan to tell you about your density. Turns out I'm in better shape than I thought I was, numbers-wise. But my goals are attainable. I feel a little better about taking it on. And that's where the health part kicks in. It's not just, the scale's not telling you everything. What's your bone density? What's your muscle density? What's your fat level? What's your water level? How's your water intake? You got to balance all that stuff, and they will track that for you, measure that for you, provide the meals for you, and take all the thinking out of it. Next thing you know, you're healthy again too. Jessica's going to do it with me. She went by today. She's going back tomorrow to do her check-in, and we're going to start with our little sheets and our chart and our data, and we're going to be goal-oriented and let them show us how to do it, and I'm excited about it. Because I'll be honest, I've hit that metabolism wall where I can't do it like I used to. I can't do the same dieting and exercise. I've got to adjust. And you'd rather adjust and keep making progress than to give up. So let's all be healthy. And that's the thing about this place. It's so healthy. All this stuff is so smart. They're downtown Homewood. They're on that end of Homewood, I guess closer to Vulcan. Homewood's got that main drag. They're not up at the top of the hill. They're kind of on the entry side of Homewood is what I've always called it. And so y'all go see them. go to the one in Homewood and get to know them, get to know the whole team, and get on it with us. Let me know how you're doing, how you like the meals, and welcome them to the show too. It's called Project Lean Nation. You can't miss them. They got a banner up on the building, and they got a little sandwich board thing out there telling you about their deals. PLN, you'll see the logo. It says PLN, Project Lean Nation. It's a really, really smart concept. Downtown Homewood. Y'all go see them. Back here in just a minute. David, you'll be next. Stay tuned. Man, we just ran out of time on this Thursday. Birmingham Broker, another sponsor here on the show. Y'all get your cars down there. They're back open. All that gas leak stuff's cleared up. Craig and Keith are ready to get that car sold for you. You don't have to do all that undignified stuff. Going and finding some stranger, meeting them in the parking lot, and let them talk bad about your car and try to lowball you. You don't have to put up with that. Let Craig and Keith give you professional representation, market that car out to the world, not just right around Birmingham, and get you top dollar for it. It's way smarter than just trading it in. They just need a couple days to get it done. Depending on the ride, you may have a popular car that sells the next day, but it may take them a few days otherwise. But they'll explain how the whole system works, and you'll find that you just net way more money with none of the headaches when you use Birmingham Broker. They've got buyers everywhere right now. They keep selling out of everything our listeners are bringing them. So take them your ride and let them get you a check, and you'll see what I mean. You'll never trade a different way again than after you use Birmingham Broker. BehamBroker.com, downtown Birmingham, BehamBroker.com. David, what you got, man? David in Nashville.
I just wanted to tell you, we used to dirt bike back years ago from Lake Prudy all the way over to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Over those two mountains there. And 41 and 43 were still dirt roads, and 119 and 280 was just a four-way stop.
Mm-hmm.
And you get on your dirt bike on a Sunday afternoon with 4 or 5 of your friends and race, and you couldn't cut through those two mountains without seeing at least one bear.
Really? Okay.
And usually we would scare up a little more because of the noise and everything of the dirt bikes.
Yeah.
But they've been out there for years and years, and they're going to be there. That the only thing that was out there then, they were building the country club. But other than that, if you avoided the country club, you could have a nice Sunday afternoon dirt bike race. Yes, sir.
Well, that's my stomping grounds, David. That's all over in the same area where I live and where all my neighbors are, and I'm sure there are plenty of stories like that. We've caught up with them. The Bears were there first, so they had first dibs, but here comes all these neighborhoods, and now we got all these sightings. And it's like we talked about the other day, because everybody's got a camera now, security cameras and phone cameras. We're seeing them more. We used to take
cheese and put them on crackers, and then as we passed by the bear, we just hand them a cheese and cracker, just kind of try to be friends with them. You understand?
A little cheese and cracker, maybe I'll try that.
Yeah. It works every time. Thank you, Leland.
Thanks, man.
You don't have another domesticated bear pet?
No, I don't need any more pets at the house. See, a lot of folks with dogs are worried their dogs are going to go nuts and get aggressive and try to fight with the bear. And that's true. That's a thing to worry about. Y'all look out for the bear. Let's try to get him home. Lonnie's Furniture Company, they got 48 months financing right now. Reggie told me they've never had this length of financing term, and it's at zero interest with approved credit, with a minimum purchase, and all these things he can explain. Got to make your payments on time, but you could get interest-free furniture right now as I don't know about y'all, but I start turning the corner this time of year. I'm planning for family coming over and trying to think through the house, get the property ready, because I want to get all this work done before fall gets here so I can enjoy fall. If you're like me, go shopping this weekend. Go to Lonnie's, get that deal. It's through the end of September, and it's going to be raining Saturday anyway. It's a good thing to do. Good indoor activity during this lull in July and August. It's Lonnie'sFurnitureCompany.com. Exit 280 right off I-65 in Kimberly, Alabama. Stay tuned for Breaking Bread. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Goodbye, AJ.